My name is Andrei. My first interaction with the electronic music was back in 2004 or maybe 2005. I used to listen trance music. I search for that type of music, and then I have some friends that introduced me to some minimal trend that was in that period. I started to check that music, and I figured out that there are other styles that they deserves to be inspected, So I start to listen more and more different genres. And then in 2007 in Romania, it was electronic music radio. They started in that period, and it was interesting for me. It was different, not only the trance music that I used to listen before, but other styles, minimal, progressive, techno, a bit of electro. So this somehow introduced me in various styles. So I started to, make a preference and go from that.
My name is Eddie. I also started listening to music in 2005, I think. I was going out in the clubs and I was listening to progressive music. I was a big fan of James Zabiela, Nick Warren, Sasha, Digweed, that kind of music in that period. And I was really impressed about Zabiela because he was coming with a different type of DJing. He was scratching, doing all these things in the DJ booth. I was saying to myself, I can do this. I was trying to do something similar, and I asked to my parents to give me some money to buy the DJ booth, and I buy everything for myself. And then everything comes natural with my friends. We go in the mountains, we have parties together.
Maybe it was back in 2010, something like this, or 2011. We met on internet. Actually, we started to exchange music and share music. At that time, I was only collecting music. Eddie was already
DJing for my friends, and I really appreciate him that he gave me some tracks for free, for nothing. And I had this studio before, and I invited him to make something together, and we started this project. I offered him the studio and started learning together the production.
Yeah, it was a good connection, so we decided to make a project and start doing some music. That was the goal at that time.
Yeah, we didn't have too much stuff before, now drum machines, or we didn't have money, so we just started with the computer. And it was just inspiration in that moment. And after this, we released some tracks, and was
everything comes
really
naturally. We invest the money in some machines. We got some gigs.
I had some knowledge about production from an old friend of mine, but he was doing hip hop, but he was using the same software, so I know somehow to use it, So
we experiment in the first beginning. Yeah. We didn't know too much musical theory or
just by ear, no school, no university, natural.
So we learn everything by experimenting and trying various things. As he said, he knew a bit of things to operate in the DAW, in the Ableton Live in that period. So he knew some controls, some things
basic
to operate, basic stuff. And from that we start to experiment to try different things, to see how it sounds, to see if we like or we don't like, if it's the thing that we aim for or not. This is how we discovered. So starting with a simple software and some little tutorial in that period. Wasn't that much stuff online to check and learn, so it was more about trying out and figuring out. Well, actually, not longer after we produced the first tracks, we sent them to some guys. We know a guy here in Romania that he has a label, and he said that he really likes the tracks, so he wanted to do a release for us. And this was the first boost that we received back from, our work and, the stuff we tried out. So the tracks were released maybe after 1.5 years, in meantime, we already produced another ones, so we sent to some other guys, and then we started to have like this kind of releases from period to period. Sometimes it was 3 months, other times it was 6 months, and but this gave us the power and the reward. So we knew that somehow we are on the good path, so we are doing good, and this encouraged us to continue. Yeah, it was a natural
rhythm. Yeah.
It's called. It was it's owned by a guy from Baku.
From Romania, from Baku. Yeah.
And yeah,
I think he messaged that he likes the tracks. We sent him the tracks, and he offered us a vinyl release. So for us was a good opportunity. Why not?
Big thing in that period for the first release.
We didn't expect that someone gonna accept the tracks and release on vinyl. He gave us more confidence in us to make other tracks and to release more. Yeah, you need this kind of help, from someone to
confirm that you are
confirm that you. Yeah. And back in the days was not so much music like now. Now everybody's doing music, Back in the days was few producers, so yeah, no competition like now. Now it's a little bit hard to release. I think too much information, too much music, and not so many labels that accept everything that you send. You need to have quality and good sound, for sure.
No, in that time there weren't that many producers, not like comparing nowadays. For example, in Romania we had maybe, I don't know, under 10 other guys that started in the same time, so we knew them, we are friends with them, so that was a tight scene, I could say, in that period. In regards of label, of course, there were a lot of big labels, amazing labels that started many years before, but our knowledge was limited in that moment, so we try to send to the labels or the people we knew. And nowadays there is such a lot of information around, a lot of
labels also.
Labels.
Everybody has a label, it's easy.
Is this
Back in the days I didn't know how to create a label. Now it's easy, but also it's
you only knew a
not
few
so
guys
easy to manage a label. It's like a business also. I mean, it's music, but you need to be constant and to release not monthly, but every year something to keep people around you
and engage them. Yeah. So in that period we follow some artists that we liked, and we checked the labels that they released, and then we said we need to send our demos to these labels. So like this we discover other labels and other producers and other releases, so we develop and find out more things. But when we started, yes, it was really limited and tight for us. And it's the same thing for every producer. When you start and you don't know too much music theory, it's this excitement of the act of producing, and you don't concern too much about other things, and you're not distracted, so you just make music. And this is somehow really important because you have that joy of doing original things and creative things, so the creativity is a lot increased. After some time, when you find out many things, you start to overthink maybe in the process and try to do some things in a way that you think we should be correct or right, so you kind of lose the joy of the process.
Yeah, I think when you are limited with the gear, it's much more creative, because you don't have to, when you have 10 or 15 synthesizer, you are try to press every key on every gear and to hear something.
Yeah, in gear environment, when you produce only on gear, somehow it's also better to start with one machine and try to learn it at its best, rather than getting 10 machines and try to do something on all 10 together.
Yeah, we've been in Barcelona a few years ago. We tried to move there, with the music. We take out all the gears from the studio, not all, only I think 4 machines, something like that, without laptop or something. We moved there, and every day we made music, but we just focus on music and we stay there. It was a really creative period for us. I mean, we
Yeah,
like 15 tracks, and we released all the tracks.
we try somehow to limit on one machine and save the project inside that, to learn it at the best possibilities, and then we try to link it with another one and do something like this and link it with another one. So this is how we think it's the best, when to focus on one and then develop to another one, and then you can make something together with multiple ones.
Yeah, we share everything. Yeah, it's our studio. It's not.
Yeah.
I mean, it's my house here, but we share. We come here weekly
Yeah.
and we produce a few hours, and we share everything. Yeah, I mean, we don't have
This
separate.
doesn't mean on every project we work all of them together.
Yeah. I mean, even he back home, he go and he works some projects alone. He come with the projects here, and we continue it, and we finish here together. It just because sometimes I don't have time for this, and maybe he has.
First machine we already sold it, but
MC.
yeah, we have the same series but more upgraded version. So it was this one, the Roland MC. We got the 505 version, but this one is 909. So it's incorporating the 505 plus some extra other things.
Yeah. In that period, we was influenced about Roland 909. This sound, house techno was that period for us. Was the machine that we needed.
This machine is really great because it's a groove box, so it's forcing you to make the full track inside it. You don't need other things. So you can do all the track elements. You can also save projects or record songs inside it. And it's probably one of my favorite machines, if not the favorite one. As we said, when we lived in Barcelona in that period, we had a residency, and we took some machines with us to learn it and to find out more about. So because this one, it's a groove box and allows you to make the full track inside, we made the full tracks and projects inside of it. When we came back in Romania, in the studio, we took every project one by one and recorded back in the DAW with some little processing or editing. But the main base or main idea was already fully done inside. It was in Odessa, in Ukraine. It was a guy, Eugene, really cool guy that invited us. And yeah, we really had a good time. We didn't had much experience, It was the first gig. We remember we traveled by train till Moldova.
It's a long journey. Yeah.
A guy took us with the car, driving us for hours. But it was, that kind of joy that somehow we break through and we got our first serious official gig. It was really underground. Ukraine, as Romania also in that period, had a really good scene. There were this kind of promoter that they tried to promote Romanian sound, also a lot of underground music. It was that project, Feel It, and they were to organize great parties. And yeah, it was on the beach side. It was a cool vibe. The people were also Eastern European guys like us, more or less. So we felt really, really good. It wasn't hard to, when you play in some new location in some new country, you don't know what to expect. You don't know how is the crowd. You don't know what to approach. But in Ukraine in that period, even though we didn't have much experience, it was somehow familiar for us. The last gig was in Georgia, actually. It was maybe 2 weeks ago.
new country for us. We never played there.
It was the first time. We had two gigs actually. One in Batumi, a small city. It was for a girl that organized really underground parties there. It's called Secret Garden. And then we traveled in Tbilisi, the capital, and we played in a big techno club, I could say, with 2 rooms, Quartze. And it was amazing, but also I can say that we didn't knew much things about Georgia, about how is the crowd there. So it was completely new for us. Comparing with the first party, it's Eastern Europe, there are similarities between these cultures, somehow more or less. So in a way we were familiar and we felt like home, but in the same time, of course, there are differences. Every nation has his own things. So we found interesting things, interesting habits, interesting people, great people actually. And there, I couldn't say that are too much differences because the guys from Ukraine, they were really humble and nice and really great guys, and also the guys from Georgia were the same way. So they made us feel amazing actually.
Yeah, that's very important. That promoter, when he invited you, when you land there, to take care of you, to feel good, like home. And we feel the same here in Georgia and in Ukraine also. I mean, everywhere. I don't think it was a country that we didn't feel good.
Yeah,
Maybe some gigs, the promoter didn't came and he just say, hey, you go to the hotel and then you come to the club, and that was different. You don't feel not appreciated, but you need someone to taking care of you. We go together, so it's easy for us. But when you are alone, maybe it's complicated to go in a country, nobody taking care of you. You just go to the club, play music, and then we go home.
These usually are the places they have management, but the guys that are organizing on their own and they are renting venues and doing cool parties, it's usually have a great experience for us. So we expect something like this and never disappoints actually. There were a lot of artists and also counts of each other background. For example, Eddie used to listen hip hop and do some breakdance. So this kind of beats inspire him. And I don't know to name some particular artist or tracks especially, but it was that style that he put in our production. So it was really interesting stuff because we tried to not follow a trend or something that was popular in that time. So we just follow how we liked or what we have as background experiences with music. Not only, there were a lot of...
But he was, he changed a little bit the sound or the perception of music for us. And we didn't try to copy him, but just influence the quality of the sound and how he managed.
Even we didn't produce as much minimal, but
Yeah, we don't produce, but he was...
inspired from his records that he used to play and, this kind of old school artist, house techno ones that inspired us. There are a lot of artists that...
Old school artists, of course, that we like.
That they did, house and techno back in the days in the UK scene or US scene that we could say inspired us. Gemini, could be Mark Ambrose. Could be Aubrey. These are just some names that are coming in my mind now, but they're...
Yeah, techno is the base for us. I mean, we play techno, but not that hard aggressive techno. It's a techno combined with house and minimal stuff. And, maybe psychedelic sounds, soundscapes, waves. So it's a combination of everything, but the structure is stable.
The idea when we started with was, as we mentioned before, that we didn't follow necessarily a trend or a pattern. So we come with some things that we liked and we experiment stuff, but somehow in a way that these tracks will be good to be checked after years. So this is when you try to produce things that inspires you and not only that are cool in one certain period of time. So yeah, we started to do some house tracks, and then we combine with some techno influences, and then other things, breaks, and yeah, I think the tracks are still available.
The machines, I think, gives you the sound that you're looking for. I mean, every machine have the specific sound. If you use old school machines, for sure you're gonna make something old school, groovy and brave and crazy. If you use the new sound now,
You tend to go to minimal ideas, or
of course you can do old school with the new ones, but
it's not an excuse, but yeah.
the sound patches are different now, more digital, more. Yeah. We like the old stuff. That's the main.
There are one. So there are periods when you have inspiration, you have a good time also in your personal life maybe, and things are coming easier naturally. There are other times when you force yourself to do something and you maybe are overwhelmed by other problems that you might have, or bad days or bad periods, and it's quite complicated to find the strength to do something that in the same time it's creative, cool for you, and you can consider a success somehow, more or less. So it depends of the period, it depends of the how you feel, it depends of a lot of personal things and how it's your mood. So of course the life is not always good or pink in color. So there are periods when you are inspired, there are periods when you are not inspired, but the important thing is to keep going.
Music is a therapy. If you have a bad day, if you go in the studio, you forget everything.
Yeah, this might be also a good creative period.
Yeah.
So it's not necessary. You can, get off you want to, relax and try to do some music, and in that time you have some maybe live events that you put in some sounds, just because it's something that it's natural and don't overforce it. So it's a bit more complicated.
I have a family, I have 2 kids, so my time is limited somehow. Also, we are involved in a new project. We're gonna have a residence in a club, so also this gonna keep us some time. But of course, if we want to be alive on the scene, we need to work at least 2 days per week or 3 days.
Maybe
We have this spot. I mean, we don't pay any rent. It's in my house, so we have everything to work. But just we need to find the time.
Yes,
That's the hard work now. That's the hard thing now, to find the time to work 100% for the music. I mean, if you have one job and you come from the job, you stay with the kids, then you'll find just 2 hours for the music. No, I don't think you're gonna success.
it's harder like this, but the important thing it's discipline. So
Of course,
if you got the discipline,
and organize your life. I mean, every day, you go to the work, you come home,
make like a schedule.
yeah.
Try to
Even if you work just 1 hour every day, it's good. You just need to work every day.
yeah
Even if you don't realize something like a track, but you just start to this
gain more.
idea, you keep it there, and the next day you come and you put other things, and for sure. So we have a good friend in Bucharest that he gonna open a venue. So he offered us to be a residence there for the autumn season, because now is the summer and they're gonna be closed. So we're gonna play often, I think 1 or 2 times per month there. So yeah, it's gonna be great for us to start there. We never be a resident. No, I don't think we have a residence in any club.
Yeah, it's like a residence in the same venue, not necessarily in a party concept. But, this is a new thing. It's an industrial type of club, like Berlin.
It's created like in Berlin with pipes, with a lot of iron
It's an
inside,
industrial
without tables, no phones inside. Very techno. Not
underground.
techno, but underground exactly. And we're gonna invite also our friends to play with us. That's why we have this opportunity to be residents and also to,
And also for us, 1 time per month, not too much, but and
we're gonna be a
it's
good
enough.
opportunity to connect with people and
Yeah,
other DJs, and more opportunities for us to have good connections with other DJs, producers. Because this club gonna be polyvalent, or how you say, to not only techno, gonna be multi-channel activity. Gonna be Wednesday, gonna be hip hop. Thursday gonna be side trance. Friday gonna be live band. So we will be there also this season.
yeah. I mean, we didn't change much from the beginning, so the style and the ideas and the things are still the things we feel. So there is no compromise, I could say. And for me personally, I believe that a guy that he's still loved by crowd and it's still doing the things he likes. And, that's a great artist. So I prefer to tend like this, to follow the things I like and represent me, and also my personality in music, and develop a database or community. Even it's getting slower, or during time it's changing, but I think for me this is an artist that it's a really great one.
I don't follow any concept or any changes about the new generation. I just doing what I love to do and what I inspire to make.
Sometimes maybe we got less gigs, but we got the proper ones. So when we got a gig, we know what to expect. So even it's rare, sometimes it's better somehow, because it's exactly what we like and what we want. So not many compromises, I think.
And also in producing, I think was period when we didn't follow the rhythm, in the concept of what people are producing. We just take on ourselves, and even if we didn't have any success with the tracks, some other.
Or maybe we didn't think that maybe this is the trend. Maybe we need to follow this, and because these guys are getting more gigs or more releases. I don't know. We still didn't change the
I
sound.
think you need to love what you do first, and then.
So as I said, an artist that is doing the things he likes, and at the same time it's getting the crowd, and the crowd likes what he's doing. That's the complete great artist. I think this is coming from our culture. So it was a communist space, and people, and we were suffering a lot maybe. And then after everything got back to normal after 90s, we got these parties when Ricardo comes here in Romania and played and inspired us somehow, and this opened the door for many producers or many artists to produce also their sounds. And I think this background that we have, not maybe a rich country, or it was a great thing to do stuff. As a lot of artists back in the days, they suffer maybe, and they did a lot of amazing tracks, like in hip hop, I could say, culture, for example. So somehow, more or less, I think it was something happened in this Eastern European space in Romania, and this is how this community, and this thing got bigger and bigger. Maybe there weren't the best technically tracks produced at the time, but the ideas, everything, the creativity and things inside of the track was really original and great. And yeah, Ricardo Villalobos was RPR also were the guys that inspired and opened these doors for the newcomers in matter of producing. So it was a good kick in that period, and this is how things develop and got bigger and bigger.
Of course, we are best friends.
First,
yeah.
friends, and then we got this project together as a job maybe. But when you have a lot of things in common and it's like a nice connection, and during time things change. It's impossible to stay the same, but it's also important how to understand things, situation, and the other one. So for us, it wasn't like an effort.
Yeah, we grew together, even if it's
we grew together in this musical
he's
journey.
more younger than me, but I also listened to him, and he also listened to me.
Yeah,
Nobody decide this is good or not good. We
it
just
was like
communicate all the time.
good debate on various things, topics.
I mean, we have the same vision of music, So even if we are different, we go in the same direction, But that's the good thing when you are two people.
And also, if you communicate, debate things, and talk about stuff.
Yeah, you ask this is good or not good, he can confirm or not.
This is
That's
maintain
someone. So, yeah.
maintaining a good relationship by talk and being nice to the other one.
Yeah, before starting producing, we stay here to speak like 30 minutes, 1 hour. We don't, having fun a little bit, and then we go starting producing. We don't create something before the track, like speak about the track. We just go into the
We don't
machine.
plan it.
We don't plan it exactly what we're gonna do. We just go into the machine and we're gonna see the results in a few hours.
Yeah, but during time, of course, as I said, many things change. She got kids.
Dogs, just everything.
Yeah,
The time is the problem now for me, actually. Before was I give all my time for the music. Now it's a little bit complicated, but of course, if you want to do music, you
finding
find
the
it.
balance is the important thing. Yeah.
Before I start music. So now is there are a lot of guys doing music, and you cannot sleep to say, okay, I was doing music back in the days and
I'm good.
No, you just need to keep going in the scene, even if you don't do too much, but to create something every day.
Now with this studio, sometimes we tend to first do some jamming sessions. So we just jam machines. Then, suddenly something happens and you go to some idea and you follow that idea till something is developing great. And then we just press the record button and we record the session, and then we have the track. So this is one type of approach. Another type of approach could be that I'm working on the DAW and recording quick and editing quick stuff, and he's squeezing some ideas from some machines, and I'm doing this quick editing part, and he's getting some ideas from various machines. This could be another approach. So it depends. Our favorite sessions are the ones when we jam on machines and then we figure out, as I said, that something is going cool, and then we just record, and without thinking about this process of recording, we have the freedom to enjoy the machines or the synthesizer you are on and go with that freely. Lately, we did all the tracks by one-shot recording. So, sometimes we record the whole session and then we split the good parts, and that's the track. Other times you only record 10 minutes and check if it's okay. If not, you do another shot. So yeah.
Yeah, basically we try to avoid the dull, just to stay with the machines and that's it. Before was with a laptop and you lose a lot of time editing, pressing and looking at the screen. But I think the best option is to just focus on the machine.
When you play with the machines, you just capture the moment and the feeling that you got in that time. So it's like, transcoding, translating your feelings live in music. When you just, record parts and edit too much, it's, more like a good editing process where you duplicate things, copy paste stuff and edit
You lose the inspiration.
You lose the thing, it's not like a live moment when you don't care about anything else and you just have fun and you just capture that moment as a live session. So you just enjoy the moment, and this is what you hear, into the track.
We want to do something in the future, but we don't think we are ready to go in the front door.
Yeah, because
we know the machines, but not 100% to go there.
And also our expectations, it's more to go without any dough, and digital things. So it's only machines involved. So that's kind of like live we would like. So this required to make a lot of tracks, save them into slots of the machines, and then operate them really good, really fast, really perfect. Yeah.
But now with the new residents in the club, the new club in Bucharest, we're gonna have the chance, so we can try, of course, before to test the machines and go there. Maybe it's just 1 hour to make a live. Will be the start, and it'll be a good opportunity to. I think the block in Tel Aviv was rememberable. We have also good memories from there. We play like 6 or 7 times. Very nice crew there. We are sad that they closed. They shut down the club. And everything was finished there. I don't know another one.
Yeah, there are different parties.
In Berlin also we love to play in Germany.
For example, Sisyphos, it's a great club. We used to play many times in Berlin. Also, we had some festivals in Germany. It's really hard to name something, but we had a really good time in Germany. Also, the last party we got, it was really amazing, the Georgia one. It's complicated to name. Every party has its own story. So, but pretty much all the places were really great.
Especially festivals. Amazing.
Yeah.
Stay there 2 days, the crazy crowds, doing all the stuff, and have different stages, different kind of people that are partying. Yeah.
Most the towers, we had towers in United States, in South America.
Yeah.
They are really good parties there. So you also play like in a circuit, so it's keeping you more into it. So things are developing from party to party in this tower. So you develop great things, and also you receive back from the crowd. And it's really complicated to name something as top favorite, but I think in back in the days when I said we started, beside the fact that there weren't that many DJs compared nowadays, it was also not many styles and not many other possibilities and options for somebody who want to have some fun in a Friday or Saturday night, for example. Now you have different generation, and you also have different music styles or genres, and it's more diverse, the scene, not the electronic one necessarily, but it's a bit different. It's not like before Every young guy didn't have too many options when he used to go to have fun, used to go in a club with an electronic music. Now there is more than electronic music. I don't know if this is a good or bad thing, but this is how it feels now. Uh, and yeah, I still consider we have powerful and great DJs, powerful and great producers, uh, good places to listen music, good parties to listen music, good things to inspire yourself. You really want to follow this path. If you are a new producer, for example, you still have options to inspire, to learn, to develop. You know, so it's still doing good. The scene is still great. Even a lot of things change in matter of crowd, in matter of venues, parties. You know, things are changing, but we still have the music and we still have the quality. This is really important.
Back in the days, I think people go out more for the music because they don't have too many, like he said, too many options. Also, the new devices now. I was talking about early 2000, 2010 maybe. Also, the old generation now, they don't go out too often because now they have family, kids. The new generation, it's okay. I don't have nothing. I mean, they go out, they have fun, but I prefer the old days, like before. And for the future, I don't know what's gonna happen. To be realistic, I don't.
Yeah, I think the electronic music in Romania developed in more directions now. So maybe it's harder for a guy that is starting now to could be confused a bit. What's the good direction for him, maybe. But as I said, it's only you need to only to follow and to do what you like. But now, yeah, more directions. I could say. Before, back in the days, maybe 10, 12 years ago, for me it feels like a good golden age when we could learn and had a lot of great producers and great inspirations. So everybody in that period were doing underground quality, powerful, impressive, ahead of time music type. So just a voice that you gotta go with.